Pack-a-Punch, a term you'll either be extremely excited to hear, or have absolutely no idea what I am on about. And well, to put it very simply, today we're going to be doing a Terraria playthrough, and where we can significantly upgrade our weapons throughout the game, which will not only give less relevant weapons another chance, but also completely transform the functionality of some altogether. Oh yeah, some of these upgrades get kinda crazy. And so, with our goal being upgrading as many weapons as possible to eventually beat the Moonlord with, let's crack on and get straight into it. Ooh, and guys, only 16k left to go now. Starting off, the route to this playthrough seem pretty typical, with casual deforestation being our first objective. However, if we scoot on over to the left slightly, you might see something a little interesting.
A Pack-a-Punch machine.
Hell yeah, that's a one and only Pack-a-Punch machine, which would allow us to upgrade our weapons going forward.
Yeah, this is the best mod of all time.
And while it may not be much use to us right now, while we continue getting set up, let me explain exactly how this will work. Basically, thanks to the Pack-a-Punch mod, over 100 weapons can be put in this machine and return us with an upgraded version, which will benefit from a whole manner of buffs, like increased damage, fire rate, projectile count, and even some unique additional effects. So, what's the cost for such upgrades? Well, really not that far out of reach actually, with pre-evil boss weapons costing 25 gold, pre-wall costing 50, and hard mode costing a plat each. Oh, and there's also like perk machines with perks too. Anyway, with all that said in stone, I guess 25 gold was our mission now, which as you can see, I was having little luck with on the surface, with seriously some of the most underwhelming loot I'd ever had the pleasure of nicking. So it was about time we built a quick leaning tower of NPCs and got ourselves a bit more out there, which I don't know why I did at night.
Oh my god, how am I alive?
Yep. And so with us afterwards actually heading properly underground for the first time,
Whoa!
we finally started accumulating some level of valuable loot. Nah, I'm just kidding, and got our first live crystal.
Hey, saw that one. Didn't see that one though. Flipping hell.
Yeah, this ice cave really sucked in the end. And funny enough, back on the surface, we actually picked up our first potential upgradable weapon, the Wand of Sparking, which could be an option, I suppose. Ooh. But with not even a single gold to our name yet, this was nothing but wishful thinking at this point, as we still had a good bit of work to do. And after finishing exploring our entire surface left to right, it unfortunately appeared that there wasn't a single obvious cave entrance that actually led somewhere across our entire world. Ouch. So I guess after putting my pants on... Wait, what? After pooing my pants on... So I guess after pooing my pants one last time, we had no other choice but to mine our own, right outside our base, which in hindsight was the best thing we could have possibly done, as after just a few minutes of digging, we were seriously back on track. Hey. And the spoils finally started to roll in, starting with this band of regen, keen mace, which although was cool could not be upgraded sadly, and a much needed mobility upgrade in the form of Hermes boots. So yeah, progress was starting to be made, and quickly too, because with some sweet armor upgrades crafted, and genuinely more life crystals encountered in one small area than I think I've ever seen in my life, we were slowly beginning to close into our first boss kill against the Eye of Cthulhu, which if I'm honest, was only being delayed due to the lingering fact we still didn't have a single upgraded weapon. Not for long though, hopefully, as with money starting to seriously roll in, thanks to our merchant, we only needed a little more gold to upgrade our pre-Brain of Confusion weapon, which did get me thinking, what's the best pre-Brain weapon we can select that'll give us the biggest bang for our buck? Well, with us next heading to our Crimson to smash open some hearts, I think it's pretty clear what I had in mind. Oh yeah, it was the Undertaker's time to shine. An already insanely busted weapon for when you could obtain was about to become even better. Hold your horses though, as although this upgrade was right around the corner, we still had a little bit more money to grind, which after exploring our ice biome for a bit and getting another load of life crystals, like sir, I've never got this many so fast, it was finally time to upgrade our Undertaker and our glorious Pack-a-Punch machine. Boom.
There it is, our first Pack-a-Punch.
Not only did this weapon get a sick new name and a stat buff, but also one of the most incredible unexpected bonuses of all time. Explosive bullets. I guess this is just the Mustang and Sally of the Terraria world, and on first impressions would be a hard carry for us at this stage of the game. Like, is this even fair, dude? So I mean, what are we waiting for? Let's crack on with some bosses, with us first spending the remaining hours of the day preparing for the brain, and then the first few hours of the night obliterating the eye. And let me tell you, obliterating is a bit of an understatement, as I can't explain just how perfect this weapon upgrade was for this boss in particular, as the explosive bullets pretty much delete any servants before they can even become an issue. And that's not even mentioning its sweet damage buff, and this could just be the placebo effect by the way, its improved fire rate.
Was that no hit almost? Oh my god.
And just like that, after one of my cleanest fights ever, the eye was down. Damn, if this was only a taste of what weapon upgrades had to offer going forward, then I am pretty excited. So I mean, let's start thinking about our next one right now, which you know, I was feeling in a summonery mood about. Anyway, while we let that thing grow, let's explode the living hell out our brain I guess. Which, massive disclaimer by the way, I am absolutely garbage at this fight, which is 50% because I have the reaction time of a pensioner, and 50% the fact I hadn't fought this boss properly since like 1.2. Yeah, I'm really sorry Crimson Gang, but you know, maybe this playthrough would begin to convert me, as despite my lack of knowledge, I found the fight really chill, especially with my Pack-a-Punch gun doing most of the work for me. And after really not long at all, just like that,
oh thank god, we'll genuinely nearly die.
Our second boss was down, yielding us a lovely ring of confusion, which is better than the worm scarf, like me, and a bunch more money towards our next weapon upgrade. And speaking of next weapon upgrade, it was already closing in pretty fast. Well, unless of course we wanted to go the extra mile and get the 50 gold weapon upgrade, but we'll see. Because in the meantime, it was time to get, at the very least, an increased jump height, because our mobility was nowhere near good enough for Skeletron, and some more housing, as we were seriously lacking on our NPC game. Right. I guess it was time to get back on the money grind then, so we can upgrade more weapons for a chance at Skeletron. And what a better way to do that than grinding the hell out of a boss we already know we can destroy. Sorry Brain of Cthulhu, but our explosive revolver is just too perfect for this. And you know, I think I'm already getting the hang of this fight. I mean, it's far from hitless, but honestly, still probably easier than the Eater of Wilds. I'm gonna get destroyed for saying that, aren't I? Anyway, regardless of corruption versus Crimson Law,
my thing killed it, that's so funny.
We had just made some serious bank, and after selling a few more spare accessories, we're just coins away from either 2 brand new weapon upgrades or a post-brain big un, which just before I made my decision was rudely interrupted by this meteor. And guess what? The space gun is totally a weapon we could upgrade to. I love that reference as well. So I guess, for the sake of choice, let's head over there and mine some of that sweet stuff, which while doing so, did result in me concluding that variety would be the way to go, as who knows what hidden abilities these upgraded weapons could possess. Also, although upgrading a tier 2 weapon like the Mini Shag would have been awesome,
39 man.
I'm not getting another 40 gold, come on guys. So, decision made, what would we be taking us through Skeletron and beyond? Aha, a staff. Because if you know COD zombies, then you'll know that these are pretty good. And, as our stupid Abigail's flower hadn't grown in time, a flink staff, because why not? And so with us heading right on over to our Pack-a-Punch machine, it was time to lock him in. So I wonder, aside from a nice damage boost, what does an upgraded amethyst staff look like?
Oh my god.
Oh, yep. And as for the flinks, while a little more tame on the surface, would still offer us a lovely passive damage boost, which was more than welcome at this point. So I guess, with our arsenal utterly pimped out at this point, let's head straight over to our dungeon and completely ruin Skeletron's evening. Stay tuned for part 2 and don't forget to sub and like.